Hey, I found a spider in my fridge the other day, and it was glowing like a disco ball. I thought, wait, is this a glow-in-the-dark spider? Or did I accidentally order a glow-in-the-dark fridge? So I looked it up, and turns out some spiders do glow in the dark, not because they're into neon, but because they're basically nature's own light bulbs. Or at least, they were until they got stuck in a fridge. I mean, they're spiders. They're not exactly known for being the brightest of the web, but somehow they manage to navigate without getting lost, even when it's pitch black. It's like they have a spider version of Google Maps. So, if you're ever in a dark room and see a glowing spider, don't panic. It's not a supernatural creature. It's just trying to get home, and it's probably really good at it. And if you find one in your fridge, I suggest you just let it be. Unless you want to start a glow-in-the-dark spider business. I mean, who doesn't want to sell glowing spiders? So, what do you think? Are you curious about how spiders navigate in the dark? Or are you just going to pretend you never saw this video? So what exactly are we talking about? Let me get this straight, glow-in-the-dark spiders. Are we talking about spiders that glow like a disco ball? Or spiders that glow like a faint star in the night sky? I mean, do they glow when they're scared? Or do they glow because they're just really into glowing? Like, is it a mood thing or a survival thing? So you're scrolling through Instagram and you see the spider with glowing legs, and you're like, wait, is that a glow-in-the-dark spider? You're not just staring at a spider, you're staring at a superhero in a spider suit, and you're secretly wondering, why does this spider have a glow stick in its web? It's not like the spider has a flashlight in its mouth. No, it's more like the spider has a glow-in-the-dark tattoo, and you're thinking, does this spider even need eyes? Because it's basically a walking lantern. And here's the kicker. This spider isn't just glowing for show, it's using that glow to navigate in the dark, like a tiny flashlight with a sense of direction. You're like, oh, I'm not just looking at a spider, I'm looking at a scientist in a spider costume. So, why should you care? Well, if you've ever wondered how things work in the dark, or if you've ever looked at a spider and thought, that's weird, then you're already in the club. And now you know that spider is basically your personal glow-in-the-dark GPS. So next time you see a glow-in-the-dark spider, you can look at it like it's a tiny alien with a flashlight, and you can think, wow, that spider is basically a superhero in a spider suit, and I'm secretly impressed. So, glow-in-the-dark spiders? That's not a thing. Wait, is it? I mean, some spiders glow, but not all of them. It's like saying glow-in-the-dark cats, it's a thing, but not a real thing. Anyway, let's speedrun through the history of spider navigation. Back in the day, spiders were just, like, regular spiders. No bow. They had to use their legs, their web, and their sense of smell. Like, where's my dinner? And where's my girlfriend? Then, one day, someone said, hey, what if we made spiders glow? And now we have glow-in-the-dark spiders. It's like giving a raccoon a neon vest and calling it cool. But here's the thing, glow-in-the-dark spiders don't actually use their glow to navigate. They just glow for show. It's like a disco ball in a spider's web. They still use their legs and their web to find their way around. So, even if you have a glow-in-the-dark spider, it's still going to get lost if you take away its web. That's like giving a lost person a neon jacket and telling them to find their way without a map. In conclusion, glow-in-the-dark spiders are mostly for the glow. They don't use it to navigate. But hey, if you're lost in the dark, a glowing spider might be the only thing that helps you find your way home. So imagine you're a spider, and it's super dark. You're like, where's my dinner? Guess what? You're not totally lost. You're basically a tiny, glowing, 8-legged flashlight. You use your own light to see the world around you. It's like if you were walking around in the dark with a tiny light on your head. You can see the walls, the ceiling, maybe even your own web. You're not just seeing the dark, you're seeing the dark with your own glow. But here's the thing, not all glow-in-the-dark spiders are super bright. Some are just faintly lit, like a tiny firefly. They still use their glow to navigate, but it's more like a soft glow, not a spotlight. So even if you're not super bright, you're still using your own light to find your way. You're like a tiny, glowing spore, wandering through the dark with your own built-in flashlight. In the end, it's all about using your own light to see the world. Whether you're bright or faint, you're still a glow-in-the-dark spider. And that's how you find your way through the dark. So, these spiders are just glowing like a neon sign in a dark room. They're actually using their glow to mark the way, like a tiny flashlight on a hike. It's kind of like if your phone had a flashlight and you used it to follow a trail through the woods. But wait, how do they even know where to start glowing? Do they have a switch? No, they're more like a glow stick that turns on when it's dark. It's automatic, like your phone's screen turning on when you open it. They just glow when it's dark, no buttons needed. So, the glow isn't just a light show, it's a map. The spider uses the glow to figure out where it is, like a compass or a GPS. It's kind of like if your shoes had a little light that showed you which way to go. But how do they not get lost in the dark? Well, they're not just glowing, they're also sensitive to light. Like if you're in a dark room and you turn on a light, you can see everything. They use their glow to light up the area, and then they can see the way back. It's like using a flashlight to find your way home. So, the whole thing is a light show with a purpose. They're not just glowing for fun, they're using it to navigate, like a tiny flashlight in a dark world. It's kind of like if your shoes had a little light that helped you walk straight without tripping over your own feet. Okay, so they glow, but how do they actually see? Well, it's like having a flashlight on your head but also being able to read in the dark. They don't need to see the glow, they just need to sense it somehow. Turns out, they have special cells in their legs that can detect light. It's like having a light sensor in your foot, super useful for avoiding the dark, but also for finding food. These cells are super sensitive, so even a tiny bit of light can make them go wild. Imagine if your phone screen could light up your whole room. That's how sensitive these spider legs are. But wait, how do they know where the light is coming from? It's like if you had a flashlight in your shoe and you couldn't tell which way it was pointing. They have to use their legs to figure it out. So they basically do a little dance, moving their legs and sensing the light to find the best path. It's like a spider doing yoga with a flashlight. Cool, right? So, they don't just glow like a fairy light. They actually use it like a flashlight. It's like they have a tiny disco ball on their back, and they're using it to light up the dark. But wait, how do they know where to point it? It's not like they have a head to aim it. They just kind of glow in all directions, like a lantern in a storm. Oh, but here's the twist. They're not just glowing for show. They're using the light to see better, like a nightlight for their own eyes. It's like having a tiny spotlight on your face to help you see in the dark. So, they glow to make themselves more visible, to other spiders, or to their prey. It's like wearing a neon sign that says I'm here and I'm hungry. And here's the real kicker. They can turn the glow on and off. It's like a dimmer switch for their glow, so they don't get caught by predators or waste energy. Okay, so here's the real trick. These spiders aren't just glowing. They're also using their own built-in GPS. Like, they're basically spider phones with glow sticks. They use a thing called bioluminescence, which is like a spider version of a flashlight. But not for seeing things, more like a way to send messages to other spiders. But wait, they don't need to see their own glow. They use it to communicate with other spiders, like a secret handshake in the dark. It's like if you had a flashlight on your head and used it to flash Morse code to your best friend in the dark. Super cool, and super weird. And here's the kicker, some of them even use their glow to trick predators into thinking there's something else, like a bigger spider or a glowing bug. Total spider ninja. So imagine you're in a pitch black room, and you're trying to find your way home. But instead of a flashlight, you have this glowing green sticker on your forehead. And somehow, you still manage to walk straight to the door without tripping over your own legs. That's basically how these spiders do it. You might think, wait, isn't that just luck? No, it's actually a clever trick with their eyes and the way light bounces around. They're like the spider version of a glow stick that also knows where the exit is. Quick word from our sponsor. If this sounds like something you enjoy, take a look at the Amazon Echo Dot smart speaker. There's a link and a QR code on screen right now, and in the description below. Alright, back to it. So the glow isn't for seeing, it's for other spiders. Like a neon sign saying, hey, I'm here, don't eat me, I'm glowing. It's basically a spider version of a traffic light, except it's also a warning, and if that doesn't work, they just keep glowing. It's like a spider with a light bulb for a head. It's not sophisticated, it's not smart, but it's gloriously dumb and it works. Just like me trying to explain this. So here's the thing, I'm not sure if it's real or just a spider meme, but these spiders actually glow in the dark. Not just a little, like a faint sparkle, but like, full-on neon spider. But wait, how do they glow? It's not like they're carrying a flashlight. It's more like they've been dipped in glitter and left out in the dark for a week. Or maybe they're just really, really bad at hiding. The real trick is that they're not glowing from inside. They're absorbing light during the day and then glowing at night. Like a human who eats a lot of pizza and then tries to light a fire with their belly. This glowing is called bioluminescence, and it's not just for spiders. Some fish, bacteria, and even jellyfish do it. But spiders, they're like the weird cousin who shows up at the family reunion with a glow stick. And here's the best part. This glow isn't just for show. It helps them see in the dark and maybe even scare off predators. Like a tiny, glowing superhero, but with 8 legs and a tendency to run away. So, first myth. Glow-in-the-dark spiders use their glow to find their way. Nope, that's not how it works. They're not like glow-in-the-dark stickers on your ceiling. Spiders use their eyes, their senses, and sometimes even a moon. Glow-in-the-dark isn't a navigation tool. It's just extra lighting for the night. It's like if you put a glow stick on a turtle and then act like it's a compass. It's flashy, but not useful for getting around. So, glow in the dark is more of a party trick than a navigation system. Spiders still need to use their real skills, like web spinning and sensing vibrations. Next time you see a glowing spider, just smile and think, that's a cool effect, but not a map. So, here's the thing. Glow-in-the-dark spiders don't actually glow like a neon sign. They just absorb light and then slowly glow for a bit, like a tiny flashlight that runs out of batteries. It's like if your phone screen was a spider and you left it in the sun. It'd light up for a while, then go dark. Not a super useful navigation system, but hey, it's a start. And if you think they're using that glow to find their way, you're probably thinking of glow-in-the-dark stickers. But spiders aren't stickers. They're more like tiny, sneaky, web-spinning raccoons. So, the idea that they use their glow to navigate is like saying a flashlight can find its way home. It's more like a tool, not a map. They still need eyes, or at least some kind of sense of where they're going. So yeah, glow-in-the-dark spiders don't use their glow to navigate. They're more like glow-in-the-dark spiders who still have to figure out how to get from point A to point B. It's a tough gig, but they're doing it. So you're probably thinking, wait, glow-in-the-dark spiders are everywhere? Not exactly, but here's the thing, some of their relatives are actually in your home right now. Like, the spiders that live in your walls, your ceilings, or even your closet. They're not glowing, but they're doing the same trick with less light. Ever seen a spider in the dark and thought, that's weird, it's not moving? Chances are, it's just using the same glowy trick, but with super sensitive eyes. Like a nightlight for spiders, but way more advanced. It's basically like having a flashlight in your brain. But here's the kicker, some of these spiders are even glow in the dark because of the chemicals they eat. Like, they're basically nature's bioluminescent snacks. You know how you eat a glowing candy? Well, they eat glowing stuff and turn it into their own light. So, next time you're in a dark room, it's a little bit like it might not be UFO. It could just be a spider doing its thing. And if you're still not sure, just remember spiders are basically the dark world's ninjas. They don't need a flashlight. They need a glow stick. In the end, glow-in-the-dark spiders are just tiny, glowing explorers. They're everywhere, doing their thing, and if you're lucky, you might catch a glimpse of one glowing like a tiny star. Or maybe it's just your imagination. Either way, it's pretty cool. Okay, so here's the kicker. Glow-in-the-dark spiders don't actually glow. They just absorb light and then slowly emit it like a dim, spooky flashlight. It's like if your phone had a night light and you accidentally left it in a dark closet for a week. But here's the weird part. They don't use their glow to navigate. They use it to scare off predators, like a built-in flashlight that says, don't eat me, I'm a glowing spider with a bad attitude. So if you see a glowing spider in the dark, it's not like a glowing road sign. It's more like a spider wearing a neon vest and trying to be a weird, spooky fashion statement. But here's the real kicker. Even though they glow, they still need to find food and avoid getting eaten. So they're basically like a glowing, superstitious spider with a terrible sense of self-preservation. So in the end, glow-in-the-dark spiders are like, we're not the brightest, but we're definitely the most lit. And if you ever see one, just remember, it's not a glowing road sign. It's a spider with a glow-up and a bad attitude. So yeah, these spiders are basically like the Spider-Man of the dark, but with more glitter and less cape. They can find their way through a pitch-black cave like it's a maze of their own making. It's like they've got a built-in GPS that runs on moonlight. But here's the kicker. Some spiders are so good at this, they've been spotted navigating in places where even the stars can't reach. It's like they've got a built-in flashlight, but it's actually just their own biological glow-up. And if that wasn't enough, some of these spiders can even adjust their glow brightness based on how dark it is. It's like they're wearing a glow stick that knows when to turn up the volume. Total glow wizard. So next time you see a spider in the dark, remember, they're not just creepy crawlies. They're like the ultimate night owls, with a built-in flashlight and a sense of direction that's basically a superpower. Spooky, but also kinda cool. And if you ever feel lost in life, just remember, there's a spider out there with a glow stick and a roadmap of the dark. They've got your back, or at least your web. Okay, so imagine you're a glow-in-the-dark spider, and somehow your glow runs out mid-maneuver. You're like, wait, am I in the dark or just confused? You start tripping over your own legs, trying to find your way home while everyone else is glowing like a disco ball. You might accidentally crawl into a pile of spiderwebs made by your own kind, and now you're trapped in a glowing web of shame. It's like getting caught in your own trap, but with more light and less dignity. Your glow might fade so fast, you're basically a dark spider with a bad memory. You're like, where's my glow? Did I forget to charge it? You're now the black sheep of the glow-in-the-dark spider family. Worst case scenario, you become the first non-glowing spider in your family line. You're like a dark horse, but instead of winning, you're just dark. Your family starts calling you the Blackout. So, in summary, glow-in-the-dark spiders are like tiny glowing raccoons with 8 legs. But if your logo is out, you basically a dark room with the bad attitude and a whole lot of spider issues. So you think glow-in-the-dark spiders are like tiny disco balls? Well, they're not. They're more like night lights with a terrible sense of direction. They can't see in the dark, so they rely on these glowing bits to glow, like a tiny, poorly designed emergency beacon that doesn't actually help them find the way. And here's the kicker. They can't control how much they glow. It's like nature gave them a flashlight, but it's on auto brightness and randomly flickers. So while they look cool, they're basically walking around like a human with a neon sign on their chest and no idea where they're going. So yeah, glow-in-the-dark spiders are basically the universe's worst personal light source. And nobody warned them. So here's the thing. No one really knew how these spiders even found their way around until someone decided to look really closely. And guess what? It turned out they're basically just super duper good at seeing in the dark, like a spider version of night vision. It wasn't like someone walked into a spider's cave and asked, "Hey, can you show me your map?" No, it was more like scientists used fancy cameras and light sensors to watch them move around in total darkness. Kind of like how you can see better in the dark if you squint. But for spiders, it's actually real. Quick word from our sponsor. If this sounds like something you'd enjoy, take a look at the Kindle Paperwhite e-reader. There's a link and a QR code on screen right now, and in the description below. Alright, back to it. Turns out, these spiders have something called lens eyes which are super good at picking up light, even when there's almost none. Think of it like a spider version of a night vision goggles, but made of tiny, super sensitive cells. And here's the kicker. They don't just see light, they also use the light from the moon and stars to navigate, like a spider with a built-in compass and GPS. No, really, they're using the stars like a spider version of a compass. So yeah, it wasn't like they just woke up one day and said, "I'm going to glow and find my way." It was a bunch of smart people looking at the dark, seeing some glowing spiders, and going, "Wait, maybe these things are actually seeing the dark, not just being spooky." Before you go, if you enjoyed this, please give it a like, and subscribe so you don't miss the next one. And tell us in the comments what you'd like us to make next. We read every single one. Thank you so much for watching.
Comment this emoji if you made it to the end.